welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be doing a reaction video to We Did It While His Wife Was Upstairs. So this should be interesting. I'm probably going to have a lot to say because no on the cheating levels. Not today. So, and let's see actually if this story even follows that because some of these are whack. So we're about to find out. Let's get these little headphones on. Alright, let's see what happens.
Growing up, I was a die-hard romantic. I believed in love at first sight, other halves, soulmates, and all that sappy jazz. At 14, I even had a list of my ideal qualities for the perfect guy. I always wondered who he would be. Then, I met him. Or so I thought.
She met him and he was married. So how is that your ideal guy? Please explain to me. And okay, love at first sight, I personally don't believe in because that's more like lust at first sight in my opinion. Because how the hell can you love someone when you know nothing about them? But I do believe in soulmates. I do think everybody has a soulmate or maybe a few just because, you know, that's just the way the world works. But yeah, anyways, let's get back to this video.
He went to school with my cousin, who lived 4 hours away, and we met when she and I were working a summer job together. He was 16 and a linebacker for his school. He was so incredibly attractive.
Okay, I don't think he's married. Whoops, wrong guy.
Funny, smart, and driven. Everything I was looking for. He also had ambitions of joining the Marines after high school. And, according to him, I was one of the 2 people who never tried to talk him out of it. We became friends really fast, and soon started telling each other everything. I was scared to tell him how I felt, even though he kept asking me why I cared so much. I just couldn't stop myself. I wanted to know everything about him, and anytime he called me beautiful, my head got fuzzy and I felt like I was on cloud 9. One day, he confessed that he fell in love with me. I was so ecstatic, and I confessed my love for him as well. But, unfortunately,
and he wanted to marry you to get that military money, honey. Anyways, real quick. Sorry, I keep pausing this, but I love these animations where they like actually draw out like what's going on. Like, it's so cute. I think it looks really cute. And it's just like so fun and like, I don't know. It's more creative in my opinion. But yeah.
That didn't last long. That joy was quickly overshadowed by the distance between us. I just didn't care. I wanted him to be my boyfriend. Despite my boundless love for him, he told me that he wouldn't want to do that to me. He was afraid that since we lived so far apart, it would have prevented us from being intimate and that he wouldn't be able to remain faithful to me. He knew that would shatter me. It wasn't what I was hoping for, but alright.
I mean, at least he has the respect to say that. Like, I don't know. I also don't feel like it's that hard to like resist when you like actually care and love somebody. Like, you don't want anyone else usually. That's kind of like normal to not want anyone else but that person. But at least he's being honest with her and he's telling her the truth. Like, hey girl, I'm gonna want some other girls in my life because you're gonna be too far from me. And I want to get down and dirty with who knows who. So, not gonna work.
Fine, we'll just remain best friends. Sure enough, shortly after, he got a girlfriend. Whenever they had trouble, he would confide in me. It hurt me, but I wanted him to find happiness, even if that meant he would be with someone.
That's the one thing that's hard about this stuff. I don't agree with that. Like, you know someone really cares about you, and then you're gonna go to them and tell them how this person's hurting you and upsetting you and whatever, and like that hurts the other person like a lot, boy or girl. It doesn't matter who it is. Like, that's just, it's not fair. You need to talk to someone else about that stuff.
Someone else. It's fine. I helped him. They would then hit a patch they couldn't work through and ended their relationship. Once he was single again, things would spice up between us again, only to be reminded that we couldn't actually be together because of geography. Fine, I'll just have to find someone else. I looked a lot. I looked everywhere. I looked in places I shouldn't have ever looked into, but no one seemed to hold a candle to him. I could never get past how much I still loved him. This cycle repeated itself several times over the years. He gets a girlfriend, they have problems, I give advice, they break up. The weird non-relationship that we had would heat up. We'd remind each other that it wouldn't work, and so on. Fast forward. I'm 18 now and he's 21. He's been with the same girl for about 2 years now and they decide to move in together. That's great! I'm so glad he's finally found someone, even if it's not with me. But she decides that she wants to meet me, and that's understandable. He has quite the history with women and he talks to me, a woman, every day. The three of us decide to go to the zoo together. I remember when I saw him and gave him a hug that day. It felt so good to finally be in his arms after so many years. And then I remember who else was with us, and I just let him go. I turned around and gave her a small hug as well, and we all went to enjoy the zoo together. By the end of the day, she said she could honestly trust me. She told me that she knew I would never threaten their relationship, and I confirmed to her that I wouldn't. Fast forward another year, I go visit them and spend the weekend at their place. His girlfriend had to run a few errands and left us to prepare dinner for a couple of hours. She knew we would be fine and that she could trust me to be alone with her man.
He's gonna marry this girl and this is who she's gonna end up sleeping with. Oh no, no, no.
While he and I were working on things, we were really enjoying ourselves. We joked around, laughed a lot, we were just being goofs. I put a dish in the sink and turned back to face him. Suddenly, he was much closer to me. Our eyes locked. An intense magnetic force demanded I take him right then and there, but my stubbornness prevented me from moving. In fact, I knew I would do something stupid if I kept looking at him, so I looked down. Why couldn't I move? Why couldn't I say anything? I was so extremely conflicted. I wanted him so bad. For 5 years now, he was the only person I wanted. But he wasn't mine. Then he tilted my head up. I closed my eyes, trying to keep myself in check, trying to keep myself strong. Then I felt his lips as he kissed me. I simply sunk into it and lost any ability to hold myself back anymore. Our arms flung around each other. We wanted more of each other. All of each other. We fell back.
That girl was stupid. You can't trust him. He's the one that's like, girl, come here. Give me your face. Let me kiss it. And then be bad because we're crazy. But she's gone right now, so she is not upstairs. So this, title right now is not correct yet.
Back against the cabinet, and the clank of plates brought me back to reality. This was not right. I pushed him off and told him we shouldn't. He says that nothing else had ever felt so right before. I told him that just because something feels right doesn't mean it is right. So we stopped. It was the hardest thing I had ever done, and I knew I didn't have the willpower to do it again. After that, things continued going on as they always had. A tangible tension, but never doing anything about it. I started to realize how this friendship was compromising my morals that I thought I was so good at keeping. So I decided I was going to end our friendship. But on the phone call where I wanted to have that conversation, I was interrupted by his girlfriend. They announced that they were—
This is such a sad way to live. I feel like a lot of people get caught up in this and they really like somebody and then their hearts just get broken and then they're all upset for a long time. It's just 5 years. This girl has liked him for 5 years. That is 5 years you could have found somebody else to love. Somebody else that's not taken. Somebody else that has no excuses.
Pregnant. Yay! And they wanted me to be an honorary aunt. Yay! How do I have this conversation now? How do I say that he is not a positive influence in my life, despite that I was still desperately in love with him? So I kept my mouth shut. I acted as if nothing was wrong, and I was overjoyed for them. I don't think I've ever felt so trapped. Through the pregnancy, they fought. A lot. Of course, he confided in me. I didn't know how to help him this time around. Eventually, I went to visit them again. On this trip, we all decided to do some drinking before bed. She went to bed early, of course, since she was pregnant and couldn't drink. He and I stayed in the kitchen, telling stories and taking tequila shots. This went on for a couple hours. We were both feeling pretty good when he put his hand on my leg. I smiled. I knew what he wanted. I really wanted it too. So I responded with putting my hands on him. Before long, we had our hands all over each other. Nothing could hold me back this time. We moved so well together. I wanted and needed him. He wanted and needed me. Right there. I bit my lip to keep myself quiet. I didn't want to wake her. I had waited 7 years to be with him. I loved him more than air. I deserved this. I had more of a right to—
They're being very bad. That poor woman is upstairs. So this title is true. Whew, that's some guts. I don't care drunk or not. That is some guts. And this girl likes you. That's what's like so sad.
Him than she ever would. At least, that's what I thought. After that first incident, we wanted more and more of each other. We couldn't get enough.
We went from 5 to 7 years. Holy crap.
Even made a couple day trips out to see him so we could spend more time in bed. Their bed. I finally had him, right? It didn't hit me until a buddy of ours, who knew everything that was going on, referred to me as the mistress. What? No! I would never! I tried to defend myself, but there was nothing I could defend myself with. It hurt when I realized exactly what I had become and how I had thrown my morals out of the window. And for what? Some guy that once said he loved me? Some guy who was charming and good in bed? Yes, that's exactly what I had done. I had no right to him, but I still loved him. I couldn't give him up. Not yet. But I ended the affair.
Some guy that's about to have a baby with another woman.
It wasn't long before I dug back into my education, work, and other hobbies. Soon my time for him was extremely limited, but he would demand more and more time that I just couldn't give. He would make me feel guilty for not calling or texting him more frequently. It made me want to contact him even less. So I would speak to him less. I expanded my friend group and learned more about myself. I wanted freedom. Freedom from unrequited love. Freedom from draining relationships. Freedom to love a man openly. Freedom from obligations I had placed on myself. And as much as it hurts, so bad that I spent many nights crying on my knees and begging God to make the pain stop, I wanted freedom from him. Then it came time for his daughter's second birthday. I got the invite via social media, and I never wanted to not go to an event more than that day in my life. So I didn't. He blew up on me. I didn't care anymore, and I ended the friendship right—
He is still trying. Like, dude, do you not get it? She doesn't want you anymore. Leave her alone.
right there. I didn't even cry when it happened. I had felt so much pain over a total of 9 years that I simply didn't feel it anymore. At least, not in that moment. It's been a few months since I ended things completely. I've achieved things he never thought I could do on my own. I haven't heard from him, but I hope he's doing better. I hope he can forgive me for making such a rash and quick decision. It was for my betterment, and I'm sorry for any pain it caused him. I'm in such a better place now.
Alright, well, that was a little intense, but not like that intense. But I do not agree with the situation, but that's sad. 9 years of your life. You wasted 9 years of your life on somebody that was always taken. Like, I'm sorry, that's a long time. Like, I know people get caught up in this stuff, and it's hard to get out of it when you're in it, because, like, you know, you don't know until you're there. So, really, you can't really, like, fully make a crazy assumption on stuff, but it's just sad. That's a long time to waste on someone to, like, and manipulating. He was manipulating her and, like, telling her he wants more of her time and more of this and more. It's like, you have a woman in your life, you psycho. What is wrong with you? That you're being unfaithful to. You're lucky she even stayed with you. And that she didn't totally blow up on her. Like, I'm surprised there was none of that. Like, that girl was, I guess, just like, I'm having a baby. I don't got time for you. But, yeah, anyways. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a little crazy. Comment below. Could you actually do this? I could not do this. I would die. Like, even drunk, I would not be able to do this. I would literally die inside. Like, there's just no way. Cheating, I've never cheated. I can't do it. I think it's just so wrong. So, yeah, no. I could never, ever, ever do this. And comment below if you've ever been in this situation and, like, if you got out of it or if you're still stuck in it, if you are comfortable, obviously. But, yeah. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys!